Roblox has a bunch of boxing games, but can any of them really compare to UBG? Today, I tested them out myself, and the results were actually surprising. Note, this was all my first try, so I had no idea what I was doing. I just jumped in and played. So let's not waste any more time. The first game we tested was MMA Boxing Alpha. At first glance, it's got that anime-inspired vibe, flashy effects, colorful UI, and a grindy progression system that feels similar to a simulator game. In MMA Boxing Alpha, you basically punch to gain power, train stats, and unlock new gloves. It's fun for a while because of the fast upgrades and anime-style animations. The sound effects are flashy, and the punches feel satisfying. But most of the gameplay is just farming until you get stronger. Pros? It's easy to pick up. The anime effects look cool, and it scratches that grinding itch. But the cons? It's not really competitive boxing. It's more of a simulator grind than an actual skill-based fighting game. Battles are decided mostly by stats, not timing or movement. So compared to Untitled Boxing Game, MMA Boxing Alpha is fun if you're into grinding and anime themes. But it doesn't come close to UBG's mechanics, where skill and strategy decide the winner. For me, UBG still feels way more rewarding. Now, let's move on to the second boxing game, Boxing Beta. This one feels a lot closer to an actual boxing simulator compared to the anime-themed ones. The design is simpler, but the focus is clearly on fighting mechanics. In Boxing Beta, you've got stamina management, dodges, and punches that actually require timing. Matches feel slower and more tactical, almost like a test of patience. It's not just about mashing buttons. You really need to manage your movement and pick the right moment to strike. Pros? The game rewards skill more than grinding. The mechanics feel fair, and fights can get pretty intense once you understand the system. But the cons? The animations and visuals aren't as polished, and the game doesn't have as much content or style variety compared to bigger titles. So compared to Untitled Boxing Game, Boxing Beta is solid for players who want a more grounded experience. But UBG still takes the win with smoother mechanics, faster pacing, and way more styles to master. Still, Boxing Beta is worth checking out if you want a slower, more strategic boxing feel. Next up, we've got Boxing Clicker Simulator. Unlike the first two games, this one is way more of a grind-based simulator than an actual fighting game. The main idea here is simple. Click, train, and get stronger. In this game, you don't really rely on timing or movement. Instead, you build up stats by clicking and training, then use that power to challenge other players or progress through stages. It's less about skill in the ring, and more about how much time you're willing to put into the grind. Pros? Super easy to pick up, satisfying if you like progression, and you always feel like you're getting stronger the more you play. Cons? It doesn't really feel like real boxing. No dodges, no combos, just grinding. After a while, it can get repetitive compared to skill-based games. Next up, we've got Boxing League. At first glance, this game really stands out because of its flashy and exciting intro before every match. It feels like you're walking into a real boxing event. But once the fight starts, it's mostly about level and items. The one with higher stats usually wins, so skill doesn't matter as much as in other boxing games. It kind of takes away the competitive feel, since it's less about strategy and more about grinding. Compared to Untitled Boxing Game, where skill and timing decide the winner, Boxing League falls short. It looks good on the outside, but when it comes to gameplay depth, UBG is still miles ahead. Next up, we've got Conquer Boxer Arenas. What's cool here is that there's actually an audience watching. But honestly, it's kind of chaotic. The style feels more like a rumble since anyone can just jump into the stage. Still, it was pretty funny. Maybe if there's one thing worth taking from this game, it's the audience feature. That's something UBG could copy and add during ranked games. Now, let's talk about Conquer Boxing World. This one's unique because it feels more like a chaotic arena brawl than a traditional boxing match. Anyone can jump into the stage while you're fighting, which makes it unpredictable and honestly pretty funny at times. What I really like here is the street vibes. It feels raw, like you're actually brawling in front of a crowd. Plus, the graphics are pretty eye-catching compared to other boxing games on Roblox. Definitely better on the eyes. The downside though, the gameplay gets messy since anyone can interfere. And instead of focusing on skill, it becomes more about surviving the chaos. In the end, Untitled Boxing Game still dominates because it keeps the fight clean, fair, and competitive. Conquer Boxing World might give you those gritty street vibes and solid visuals, but if you want a true test of boxing skill, UBG is still number one. And hey, if you've made it this far into the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Now, the next game we tested is called Knockout League. And honestly, I was so confused the entire time. I couldn't even figure out where the actual boxing arena was. It felt like I walked into the wrong place, because instead of fighters, I just saw a bunch of gym rats running around. Maybe I missed something, or maybe it's just not fully polished yet. But yeah, this one was kind of weird. Up next, we have Roboxing. And honestly, this one feels more like an arcade-style boxing game. The animations are pretty simple, but I'll give it credit. It's fast-paced, and the matches can get intense. The downside is that it doesn't really have that deep mechanics or style variety like Untitled Boxing Game. Still, if you just want to hop in, throw some punches, and have fun without overthinking too much, Roboxing does the job. And that's it. I couldn't really find any more boxing games on Roblox. But hey, if I missed something, make sure to drop it in the comments so I can check it out and maybe include it next time. Now, this next one isn't really a boxing game. It's called MMA Legends. But since it's still a fighting game, I had to give it a try. MMA Legends actually surprised me. You've got skills like dodging, timing, different abilities, and even ultimates that can completely turn the fight around. It feels more like a mixed martial arts experience than pure boxing, but the mechanics are still fun and require strategy. The graphics are pretty solid, honestly close to what we see in UBG. My only issue is the sound design. You don't really feel the punches the same way. If they improve that, it will be way more immersive. So yeah, MMA Legends isn't boxing, but it's a game worth checking out if you like fighting games in general. It's a nice change of pace, but of course, UBG still holds that #1 spot for me. And if you're wondering why today's content is a little different, well, UBG has been kinda laggy for me lately. Maybe it's the update. Maybe it's just my internet acting up. Plus, I didn't manage to pull even one shiny style, so I figured, why not try out other boxing and fighting games instead? But don't worry, we'll still be dropping a lot more UBG content for you guys. There's so much more to cover, so make sure you stay tuned. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it until the end. And let me know in the comments what game or content you'd like to see next. Thanks so much for the support, and see you in the next one.
Counter. Finish him.
Hey, that's pretty good.